My name is Carolina O'Reilly. I'm a senior technical expert working in the Social Dialogue and Tripartism Unit at the headquarters of the International Labour Organization in Geneva. I'm happy to introduce a new tool developed by the ILO, a self-assessment method for social dialogue institutions, or the SAM-SDI. The SAM-SDI is a tool for social dialogue institutions, employers and workers organisations and their partners worldwide. Its aim is to strengthen the role of tripartite social dialogue in national, social and economic policy making. Evidence shows that policies developed through tripartite social dialogue, where representative organisations of employers and workers work alongside governments, deliver fairer and more sustainable policy outcomes. The great majority of ILO member states have put in place social dialogue institutions at the national and other levels. But unfortunately, in too many cases, these institutions do not have as much influence over government policy as ILO constituents would wish. In 2018, the International Labour Conference called upon the ILO to build its constituents' capacity to enhance the effectiveness and inclusiveness of national tripartite social dialogue. And in 2019, the ILO Centenary Declaration for the Future of Work called for strong, influential and inclusive mechanisms of social dialogue to address all the fundamental principles and rights at work. To meet this need, the ILO, working with representatives of its tripartite constituents, developed the SAM-SDI. It is targeted primarily at tripartite social dialogue institutions with a broad mandate in economic and social policy. The tool enables these institutions to undertake an in-depth self-assessment, focusing in particular on their inclusiveness and their effectiveness. Based on this analysis, they devise and implement an action plan to strengthen the institution's performance and its ultimate impact on policy making. It is a flexible tool that can be adapted by institutions according to their particular circumstances, needs and priorities. The method comprises 6 steps. In step 0, the decision makers in the institution decide whether or not to undertake a self-assessment. If they choose to go ahead, they make the necessary preparations, such as nominating an assessment team, drawing up a work plan and securing resources. The institution at this stage may also wish to ask for the help of the ILO to facilitate the self-assessment. The exercise will require responding to searching questions about the institution's strengths and its weaknesses, so team members must be ready to talk openly and frankly about the challenges they face. This won't always be easy, but should ultimately be productive and rewarding as solutions to these challenges are found. In step 1, the team will build a shared understanding of the history and context of the social dialogue institution by reviewing its objectives, mapping its institutional environment and drawing a timeline of key milestones in its development. The team members will all start out on the same page. Step 2 is an assessment of the inclusiveness of the social dialogue institution, based on an analysis of 5 dimensions of inclusiveness. Inclusiveness broadly refers to the extent to which the institution represents and addresses the interests of all the key actors in the world of work. The team first explores whether the institution's membership includes representative organisations of employers and of workers as equal and independent partners alongside the government. They also examine the body's decision-making structures as well as the issues it tackles. So, for example, does it address the concerns of excluded groups, such as informal economy actors, persons with a disability, Indigenous peoples, or micro and small enterprises? Special attention is given here to gender equality issues. The team will identify key objectives and actions to enhance the institution's inclusiveness. Step 3 comprises an assessment of effectiveness, again based on 5 dimensions capturing different aspects of the institution's substantive work as well as its internal functioning. By examining specific achievements and disappointments of the institution, the team will build up an understanding of the various internal and external causal factors or influences that led to those outcomes. Having done this, the team can then identify key objectives and actions to strengthen the institution's effectiveness. In step 4, the team further develops their initial ideas in order to produce a fully fledged action plan, seeking to strike a balance between ambition on the one hand and feasibility on the other, because there is little point in developing an elaborate action plan that cannot be implemented in practice. At this stage, the draft assessment report and action plan are shared with a larger group of stakeholders to seek their inputs and ownerships before being finalised. Finally, step 5 is implementing, monitoring and evaluating the action plan. The SAM-SDI provides general guidance and good practice tips for this most important step. So, this has given you a very quick overview of the SAM-SDI. I hope that you will now want to learn more so that you can apply the method yourselves. You will then be well on the way to improving the inclusiveness and effectiveness of tripartite social dialogue in your national context. Thank you.